force. Cardinals and Mets have played 4 times so far this year. The Mets have won 3. The Cardinals have won 1. And now from Shea Stadium, our national anthem. Our national anthem. And a beautiful night for baseball, a warm night, but a typical summer baseball night. All the action in the National League and the American League is at night. Pittsburgh at Philadelphia, Chicago against Montreal, Cincinnati at Atlanta, the Dodgers at Houston, and San Francisco at San Diego. In the American League, the Yankees play Baltimore, Cleveland at Boston, Detroit at Milwaukee, Minnesota at Oakland, and Texas at California. Pirates leading the Phillies by 5, the Mets by 6.5, the Cubs by 7.5, the Cardinals by 9, and Montreal by 10. In the Western Division, Cincinnati leading the Dodgers by 2, San Francisco by 8.5, San Diego by 10.5, Atlanta by 12.5, and Houston by 18.5. In the American League's Eastern Division, Boston on top by a 1.5 over the Yankees. Milwaukee in third, 5 back. Baltimore 7.5 back in fourth. Detroit in fifth place, 10.5, and Cleveland back 12.5. In the Western Division, Oakland leads Kansas City by 4.5, Texas by 8.5, California by 9, Minnesota by 9, and the Chicago White Sox by 13. Hank Webb on the mound with George Stone against the St. Louis Cardinals, and it will be Ron Reed and John Denny as the starting pitchers for the Cardinals. We're all set to go. The leadoff batter coming up, the very sensational Lou Brock, and right here for the play-by-play, Lindsey Nelson.
Thank you very much, Ralph Conner. Hello again, everybody. Lou Brock with a batting average of .309 is coming up to lead it off. He has 2 home runs and 22 runs batted in. He's a left-hand batter facing right-hand pitcher, 25-year-old Hank Webb of Copake, Long Island, against the speed of Brock. Joe Torre has moved in on the grass at third. Torre, who last year captained the St. Louis Cardinals before coming to the New York Mets. Now Hank Webb has the sign. He goes into the motion, and here is the pitch, high for a ball. John Stearns, for the 4th consecutive game, is behind the plate for the Mets in place of Jerry Grody. Brock stays right in the batter's box, closed stance at the plate, and again Hank Webb goes into the motion, kicks and fires, swinging a foul ball, back and out of play. It's 1-1. Around the infield, the Mets have Ed Cranepool at first, Felix Millan is at second, Mike Phillips the shortstop, Joe Torre at third. Leon Jones in left field, Del Unser in center field, Rusty Staub is around in right. Webb again reads the sign, into the motion. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Fastball, and it's low. Hank Webb with an ERA of 4.85. Webb has not faced the Cardinals this season. His lifetime mark against them, 0-1. That pitch is inside. So it's gone 3-1 now to Lou Brock, a fellow that you do not want to put on base. He has stolen 23 bases so far this year. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's low. It's a walk, and Brock is on. Lou Brock has 11 consecutive stolen bases to his credit. He has stolen a total of 23, which places him third in the National League race right now. Cesar Cedeno of the Houston Astros has stolen 29. Joe Morgan of the Cincinnati Reds has stolen 29. Brock has stolen 23, and Davey Lopes of the Dodgers has stolen 22. Cranepool is over to hold against Brock now. Ted Sizemore coming up. He has hit safely in 21 of his last 23 games. He's hitting .265 with 20 runs batted in. Right-hand batter. He's played in every game the Cardinals have played this year. Runner goes, and the pitch is in for a strike. Go to second. Stolen base. He's in safely with his 12th consecutive stolen base. 24 for the season for Lou Brock, who got a good jump off and running on the first pitch by Hank Webb. Pitch was in the strike zone to Sizemore. Stearns fired it down there, but not in time.
Really can't fault John Stearns because he got that throw off as well as he could, and it was very accurate. But Lou Brock, running on the first pitch, got a big jump.
Sizemore stays at batter's box, now steps out. He's looking down to Vern Benson, the sign man at third, to see if anything is on here. Cranepool has moved up on the grass at first now. Nobody out, a runner at second. Hank Webb sets and checks. Now the pitch, and Sizemore bunts and pops it up to the pitcher. Webb has it. There's no play at second. Brock is back safely. So trying to sacrifice Brock to third, Sizemore instead, from a bunting stance, popped the ball up to the pitcher. That will bring up Willie Davis. Willie Davis, who came to the St. Louis Cardinals from the Texas Rangers. Willie Davis, who was the captain of the Dodgers. He spent 13 seasons there before going to Montreal. Played last year at Montreal and then went to Texas. Left-hand batter. Hitting .328, 1 homer and 9 runs batted in. Has a world of speed. Brock leads at second now. And the pitch to Willie Davis is a breaking pitch in for a called strike. 0-1 to count. Eddie Brinkman, a shortstop. Tommy Moore, a pitcher, went from St. Louis to Texas for Willie Davis. Moore, a former Met pitcher. Webb now hands on his knees, takes the sign, checks back over his shoulder. Lou Brock takes the lead. Here's a pitch to Willie Davis. Jammed him and it's fouled off to the left side into the seats and out of play. Hank Webb's only major league victory was a 7-6 score in relief against Atlanta on June 8th here at Shea Stadium. Webb has lost his only 2 major league starts. They were this season, 3-0 to Montreal at Shea on May the 3rd and 7-1 to Cincinnati at Shea on May the 10th. The 7 innings he pitched against Montreal here on May 3rd represents his longest major league stint this season, equals his longest major league start and stint of his career. Here's the 0-2 pitch with Brock running, and the ball pops out of the glove of Stearns. It's a stolen base. Well, Lou Brock has stolen second, stolen third. He got a good jump. He was off and running, and in his great haste to get the ball out of the glove, Stearns saw it pop out of the glove and fall harmlessly to the ground. Sliding in at third, Brock now has 25 stolen bases. He is at 13 consecutive stolen bases. The count to Willie Davis is 1-2. Joe Torre has come over now for a word with Hank Webb.
Wouldn't be a bit surprised. He tells Webb to work from the set position so he cannot steal home, although Brock does not steal home very often. It's a very tough base to steal. No, he's going to work from the windup.
Webb looking in. They pick up his sign now for the 1-2 pitch with one man out. And he works straight away. Here is the pitch now. Fastball popped up off the line at third. Torre has a play in foul territory in front of the Cardinal dugout. Torre puts it away. Brock holds it third, and there are 2 Cardinals out with Ted Simmons coming up. Ted Simmons is a switch hitter. He'll be batting left here tonight. Hitting .299. He has driven in 45 runs, which puts him 5th in the RBI department in the National League. He has 9 home runs. Ted Simmons, who does most of the catching for the St. Louis Cardinals. Of course, the presence of Simmons had allowed Joe Torre to become a third baseman with the Cardinals and later a first baseman. That is low for a ball. Torre, of course, had been an all-star catcher. Joe Torre of the Mets has been an all-star at 3 different positions. He was an all-star catcher, an all-star third baseman, an all-star first baseman. Here's the 1-0 delivery, curveball, and it missed. He's gone behind. Webb has 2-0 out of Simmons. Ron Fairley is on deck. Reggie Smith is not in the Cardinal lineup tonight. He's on the ailing list. Reggie Smith has been playing first base of late. since the arrival of Willie Davis. Now here's a pitch coming in for a call strike. Ted Simmons has backed out of the batter's box, but he had not asked for time, nor had it been granted, and so he was outside the batter's box when the pitch was delivered. Umpire Bob Engel called strike, so it's 2-1. Now here is the delivery. Hit on the ground up the first base line, a foul ball on past Johnny Lewis, the coach at first. Johnny Lewis on the lines at first. He's a former Met. Vern Benson, the coach at third for manager Red Schoendienst of the St. Louis Cardinals. The outfield defense just about straight away. Lou Brock leads down the line. Short lead so far at third base. Now he's going to lengthen it out a little bit as Hank Webb looks for his sign. Cardinals are batting here in the top half of the first inning. Webb has the sign, looks over at Brock, and delivers a pitch. Curveball missed way outside high. George Stone scheduled to pitch the second game for the New York Mets against John Denny of the Cardinals. Stone is 1-0. Denny is 2-2 for this season. Now here's the delivery. Outside, and he drew a walk. Simmons gets rid of the bat, goes down to first, and Ron Fairley is coming up. Runners at first and third. Second walk issued by Hank Webb. Ron Fairley, former of Montreal, formerly of the Dodgers. Fairley is hitting .284. He has 2 homers and 8 runs batted in. He is an alumnus of the University of Southern California. Joined the Dodgers when they were playing at the Coliseum as their home stadium in 1958. Now Webb sets up, and here's the pitch. Swung on, hammered on the ground up the middle, and it's going to go through for a base hit. Lou Brock comes on to score. Simmons on his way to third. Hunter with a throw to third, and he is out at third base. Ted Simmons out by a good margin as Joe Torre took the throw and put it on a sliding Ted Simmons. So make it a single for Ron Fairley. A run batted in as Lou Brock crossed the plate, and then on Ted Simmons, he is out at third on a play that goes 8-5. There was 1 run, only 1 hit, 2 walks, no errors, and 1 man left in the middle of the first inning. The score is the Cardinals 1 and the Mets coming to bat.
The Miss Johnstown Diner, East Main Street, downtown Johnstown, is the place to stop for good food anytime. Try the super hot dogs with the special meat sauce, the super chili, that delicious coffee, and many other luncheon, dinner, and breakfast specials. The Miss Johnstown Diner is open 5 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday and Tuesday, 5 a.m. till midnight Wednesday and Thursday, around the clock Friday and Saturday, and till noon on Sunday. For good food anytime, see Dick D. Magistris at the Miss Johnstown Diner, East Main Street, downtown Johnstown.
Hi, this is Kurt Gowdy for the National Park Service. There's all kinds of critters living in our national parks, everything from alligators in the swamps and glades to bears in the forests and mountains. Sure, some of them look cute, but remember they're wild animals, and you're in their home. And those wild animals, large or small, can be dangerous when startled or frightened. For your family's safety, be cautious around wild animals and have a happy vacation, says the National Park Service.
On the mound, big Ron Reed for the St. Louis Cardinals. He came to the Cardinals from the Atlanta Braves. He has a season's record of 7 wins and 6 losses. Reed has a record against the Mets this year of 0-1. His lifetime record against them is 7 wins and 5 losses. He lost to the Mets in his last start for Atlanta before he was traded to the Cardinals. In that May 24th game, Reed allowed 13 hits and 4 runs in 8 innings. He walked 2 and he struck out 4. Del Unser is coming up to lead it off for the New York Mets. He's hitting .295. He has 4 home runs and 20 runs batted in. He has been in a slump that has carried him 2 for 28. He's a left-hand batter. Third baseman Ken Reese moves up on the edge of the grass for the Cardinals. Ron Reed into the motion. And the pitch is high and away for a ball. Reed is 32 years of age. 6 feet 6 inches tall, 215-pounder. Last year with Atlanta, won 10, lost 11. Here's a swing and a foul ball backing out of play. Ron Reed played baseball and basketball at the University of Notre Dame. And he later played for the Detroit Pistons, professional basketball in the NBA. That pitch rides high for a ball. 2-1 the count to Unser with Felix Millan having moved out there on deck. Eddie Yost is on the coaching lines at third for the Mets, and Roy McMillan is the Met coach at first base. Ron Reed again kicks and fires. Swinging a foul ball off to the left side. Back into the seats and out of play. Counts even out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Unser leads the New York Mets in base hits with 67. Millan has 66. The outfield defense of the Cardinals is straight away against Unser. He came to the Mets from the Philadelphia Phillies in the Tug McGraw deal. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, it's popped up foul, coming back and out of play. Count holds at 2-2. The first game of a twilight doubleheader here at Shea Stadium. Cardinals will be here tomorrow night, again on Wednesday night. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swung on, fouled off to the left side, out of play. This is the first doubleheader of the season for the St. Louis Cardinals. Doubleheader play. The Mets have won 1, lost none, and split 1. Last year, doubleheaders were the New York Mets' undoing. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Let up, and it's hit in the air to right field. Coming on is Willie Davis, and he gets there to make the catch. Willie Davis playing right after having played center field for many years for the Dodgers, for Montreal, and for the Texas Rangers. But a young man named Bake McBride is the center fielder for St. Louis Cardinals. So when Willie Davis arrived, he was installed in right to give them a speedy outfield of Lou Brock in left, Bake McBride in center, Willie Davis in right. And they moved Reggie Smith to first base at that time, although he's on the ailing list right now, and Ron Fairley's playing first in this game. Doug Howard has played some first for them as well. Here is a pitch that's low to Millan. Felix Millan hitting .261. 1 homer, 19 runs batted in. He's been in a slump that's carried him 1 hit in his last 13 times at bat. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Mets are, of course, trying to snap a losing streak, in which they have lost 5 consecutive games, starting with the last 2 in Montreal and the 3 game set against the Pittsburgh Pirates. One and 1 is the count. Cleon Jones has moved up on deck. And here is the 1-1 delivery. Swung on and foul back. It's out of play. 1-2 is the count now to Felix Millan. Mets and the Cardinals have played 4 games this year. The Mets have won 3 of them. The Cards have won 1. They're 1-1 in St. Louis, and the Mets have won 2 and the Cards none here at Shea. Swinging a drive up the alley in right center. McBride trying to catch up. He can't. It's in for a base hit. McBride now dribbles it a time or 2. All the way back to the track, and Millan turns second and holds. As the relay comes across to third, Millan has a double. Up the alley in right center field, and for Millan, his 16th double of this season. That is 1 more 2-base hit than Millan had all of last season. He has had 16 doubles. He is in scoring position. At second base, the tying run there with the Cardinals leading 1-0. Cleon Jones is coming up now. Recovering from knee surgery, Cleon Jones has been at bat 31 times, had 11 hits, 1 double, 1 run batted in. He's batting .355. He's a right-hand batter. Ron Reed again sets up. And the pitch is low for a ball. It's 1-0. Rusty Staub has moved up on deck. The outfield defense is shaded to right, playing Cleon Jones to go to the opposite field. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Check swing foul ball to the right side, back into the seats and out of play. 1-1 to Jones. The Mets and the Cardinals see a great deal of each other in the springtime. They share the city of St. Petersburg, Florida as a spring training base, and they share Al Lang Field as the scene of their exhibition games. Play each other 5 times in the spring. Pitch is outside. It misses everything. A wild pitch back to the screen. Moving to third is Felix Millan. A wild pitch uncorked by Ron Reed way outside. Simmons couldn't get a glove on it at all. It hit into the dirt and skipped all the way back across the warning track and against the screen. So The Mets have the tying run at third now with one man out to count to Jones 2-1. So what they want now is anything to get that tying run in from third. Right side of the infield is up. Shortstop's halfway. Swinging a foul ball back and out of play. Farrelly and Sizemore have been brought up on the right side. Shortstop Mike Tyson is halfway. From there, he could take a ground ball to the plate, of course, and even with the bag at third, Ken Reed. Ron Reed is working off a stretch with the runner at third. Pitch to Jones, and it's in for a called strike. Cleon Jones watched it over. He is a strikeout victim, and Rusty Staub is coming up. That is the second out. Leon holds at third. Rusty Staub. He is hitting .264. 6 homers, 44 runs batted in. He is number 7 in the National League in the matter of runs batted in. But he has been in a slump of late. He has 8 hits in his last 53 times at bat. And that pitch is outside for a ball. Mets and the Cardinals in a doubleheader here at Shea. They played a doubleheader here at Shea in the first week of last season, and the Cardinals took both ends of that doubleheader. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Ed Cranepool is on deck. They play Staub to pull the ball. Bake McBride in center is shaded over to right. Leon leads down the line from third base, and here is Ron Reed into the motion. The pitch missed high and away. Just barely missed. It's 2-1. No other action underway as yet in the major leagues. It's all-night action in both the National and American circuits. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Taken low, breaking pitch. And it's 3-1 now to Staub. Leon at third, 2 men out, Cranepool on deck. Here's a 3-1. High, walking. Runners at first and third for the New York Mets. As Rusty Staub has drawn a base on balls, the first issued by Ron Reed. Leon is at third, and Cranepool is coming up. Cranepool is hitting .371. He has 2 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Left-hand batting first baseman. Cardinals are leading by a score of 1-0, and it's the bottom of the first inning. Ron Fairley over to yell something to the pitcher, Ron Reed. Now Reed sets up, and this pitch is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Ken Reed puts his hands on his knees, sets up and delivers. There's a swing and a drive in the air to center field, but going back is Bake McBride on back, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So there was a hit, there was a walk, and there were 2 left. And at the end of an inning, the score is the Cardinals 1 and the Mets nothing.
Attention mobile home owners. Are you tired of having your mobile home insurance carried through a company and agent you've never seen? If so, here's good news. The Winbart Agency now handles complete mobile home insurance through an old and respected company. And that means you get complete coverage with a local agent here to serve your needs immediately with instant claim service. See the Winbart Agency today and get your mobile home insurance locally. That's the Winbart Insurance Agency, North Main Street in Gloversville.
I'm Richard Thomas. In the last 45 years since the Big Depression, we've learned a great deal about the care of a baby before birth. If you are pregnant, follow March of Dimes' advice. See a doctor immediately and get good prenatal care. Be good to your baby before it is born. A message with love from the March of Dimes.
Well, we're going to be going here to the second inning. Ralph Conner has some word on the National Open playoff, which has been in progress. Ralph, how did it come out?
Direct from Mike Shannon, the broadcaster for the Cardinals, with Jack Buck, said that Lou Graham won the Open over John Mahaffey in the head-to-head playoff. And it was a matter of going down to the last hole. So Lou Graham winning the National Open.
All right, and here it is Bake McBride coming up to lead it off for the St. Louis Cardinals. McBride is hitting .244. He has 2 homers and 9 runs batted in, and he watches a pitch high for a ball. Ken Reitz is on deck. Hank Webb's pitch it on the ground to the right side. Craneville goes for the ball. Now Webb's got to beat the runner, and he can't. It's off his glove and over to the barrier in front of the stand. On at first is Bake McBride. When Craneville went for the ball, it meant that the pitcher, Hank Webb, would have to beat Bake McBride to the bag, something that is not easy to do. Craneville was trying to lead him, and the ball flicked right off the fingers of the glove. It is scored as a base hit. So make it a leadoff single for the St. Louis Cardinals, and Ken Reitz is coming up. Reitz has played in every game that the Cardinals have played this year. He's hit safely in 16 of his last 19 games. He's batting .295 for the year with 2 homers and 27 runs batted in. Craneville holds against the runner. Bake McBride at first. Mason has moved up on deck. There's a throw to first, and he's back safely. McBride had to stretch himself out on the ground and grab that bag with his bare hand. He had taken a long lead. Pride has stolen 7 bases so far this year. He's smoothing out the dirt out there where he had taken a divot and getting back. Umpire over at first is Harry Wendelstedt. Again, Hank Webb sets up. McBride lengthens out the lead. Webb stepped off and now looks in to take a sign again. Go to first. He is back safely. You recall that Lou Brock stole second and third when he was a base runner in the first inning to set up the run scored by the St. Louis Cardinals. They lead here by a score of 1-0. We're in the top of the second inning. First game of a twilight doubleheader. Here's a pitch high and tight for a ball. It's 1-0. Reitz looks down to Vern Benson, the sign man at third. 25-year-old Hank Webb. Throw over to first, just a calling card this time, a leisurely toss over. Outfield defense is set up straight away. Last year, the Cardinals in doubleheaders won 6, lost 1, tied 3. That's a throw to first, not in time. The Mets last year in doubleheaders won 2, lost 11, and split 5. Throw to first, not in time. Webb keeps firing over, trying to keep a short halter on Bake McBride. He's set up now, and here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a little high, so he's gone behind now. 2-0 to Ken Reitz. Torrey yelling something over to Hank Webb. He's been concerned with keeping McBride close, but hasn't been able to get the ball into the strike zone to Ken Reitz. Sets up again now. Head faker, 2. Runner goes. Pitches in for a strike. Throw to second, and he is out at second base. Bake McBride is out. The tag put on by Leon, and McBride is arguing the call with umpire Dutch Rennert. Red Shandace is coming out to argue it as well. Stearns had the ball right on the money, and it was a tag put on McBride by Leon. That is only the third time he's been caught stealing. He has stolen 7 bases. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Rick Craneville, the New York Mets. Hear every inning of every Met game, home and away on WIZR FM 105. Your home for the Mets and Colonials in 1975.
Here's a pitch now swung on and line foul up into the left field corner, out of play. Reitz down to first base, coming back now. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Ralph Conner and Bob Murphy here at Shea Stadium for a finite doubleheader between the Mets and the St. Louis Cardinals. 1 man out, nobody on. Count to Reitz is 2-2 as Stearns fired the ball down to Felix Millan, who put the tag on Bake McBride. There's a swinging the ground ball to short. Phillips has it, goes to first in time. Reitz does not have speed. Two away, and Mike Tyson, the shortstop, is coming up. He's hitting 196. He has 1 homer and 6 runs batted in. The Cardinals decided over the winter that Mike Tyson, who had been their shortstop, was not really adequate there, and so they went to the trade mart and got Eddie Brinkman. From the Detroit Tigers, they decided that he wasn't adequate there either. Traded him on, and they had installed Mario Guerrero there for a good long stint. Here's a pitch low for a ball. So it's been Guerrero and Tyson playing shortstop for the Cardinals. 1-0 now to Mike Tyson. 2 men out, nobody on base. Webb's pitch, low for a ball. The Phillies have been red hot. They've won 21 of their last 27 games. Or rather, the Pittsburgh Pirates have won 21 of their last 27. They played the Phils in Philadelphia tonight. Here's Hank Webb with a 2-0 delivery. Swung on and hit high in the air down the left field line, pulling foul. And it'll go out of play. Chicago Cubs are in Montreal tonight. Expos have won 10 of their last 13. Cincinnati Reds are at Atlanta tonight. Los Angeles Dodgers, who won 6 of their last 7, are at Houston. The Astros have lost 5 of their last 6 and 16 of their last 21. And the Giants are at San Diego against the Padres. Here's the 2-1 delivery. High and tight. The American League, the Yankees are at Baltimore. The Yankees have won 17 of their last 22. Cleveland Indians are at Boston. The Indians have lost 12 of 14. The Red Sox have won 7 of their last 9. This is a 3-1 pitch to Tyson. It's high and he walks. Third walk issued by Hank Webb. We'll bring up the pitcher, Ron Reed. He's had 9 hits in 35 times at bat. He's batted in 6 runs. He's hitting .257. Ralph Houck's Detroit Tigers, who have lost 12 of their last 15, are at Milwaukee against the Brewers tonight. Minnesota Twins are at Oakland against the A's, who've won 7 of their last 8. Texas Rangers are at California. Kansas City and the Chicago White Sox are not scheduled. Pitch to Reed, it on the ground to short. Mike Phillips over. Flips it over to Millan for the 4th on a sliding Mike Tyson, and the side is retired. So there was a hit. There was 1 left in the middle of the 2nd inning. The score is the Cardinals 1 and the Mets nothing.
The whitest and best ready-mix concrete around is at the City Line Block Company, Gloversville. They mix the whitest concrete to make their own blocks right in their own Gloversville plant. And if you're building, this means you save money. It also means you're supporting a local business. So for all of your concrete needs, stop in at the City Line Block Company, 25 Reed Street, Gloversville. Phone 725-8529. That's the City Line Block Company, Gloversville.
A prenatal care message from the March of Dimes.
Hello, this is Bobby Bonds of the New York Yankees. We know how important the number 9 is in the game of baseball. But the number 9 also means something special to an expectant mother, because normally the mother's body serves as her baby's home for its first 9 months. Proper nutrition is especially important at this time, because what the mother eats is the only nutrition the unborn baby gets. Eat well for your baby's good health. The March of Dimes says, be good to your baby before it is born.
Some more details on the National Open playoff. Here's Ralph Kiner.
Mahaffey was trailing by 2 shots when they went to 18. Each drove off the tee with a 2-iron. Mahaffey perfect down the middle. Graham hooked into the woods and would have gone out of bounds if it had not hit a spectator. He hit a shot up in front of the green. Mahaffey got it up about 13 feet and 2. Graham chipped it within 8 feet and 3, and Mahaffey missed the birdie putt by inches, and Graham holed his for a par to win it.
All right, Joe Torre's up, and the pitch is in for a call strike. This is the first time this season that Joe Torre, a former Cardinal, has started against the Cardinals. You'll recall that Torre was on the injury list of the Mets during the early days of the campaign. Here's an 0-1 pitch. Curveball, laced into left for a base hit. And Lou Brock bobbles it a moment and plays it back, and Torre is on at first. Oddly enough, Joe Torre was a battery mate of Ron Reed when both were Atlanta Braves. But the Mets now have the tying run on at first, and Mike Phillips is coming up. Left-hand batting shortstop, hitting .244. He has 10 runs batted in, but he's been in a slump that has carried him 0 for 18. Mike Phillips, the regular Met shortstop, during the enforced absence of Bud Harrelson, recuperating from knee surgery. A swing and a foul ball back and out of play. It's 0-1. John Stearns is out there on deck. Mets starting play 6 1/2 games back of the Pittsburgh Pirates in the Eastern Division. Swinging a foul ball back and out of play. The Cardinals are in 5th place, 9 games back of the division-leading Paris and 1 game ahead of the last place Montreal Expos. Cardinals have won 30 and lost 33. Mets have won 32 and lost 30. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it misses low and away. 1-2 the count. Ron Fairley playing a stride or two behind the runner at first. They don't figure Torrey will be going anywhere. There's a swing and a foul ball. Jammed him in off the fist. It's foul. Right off the handle. Count 1-2. Runner at first with nobody out, and the Cardinals leading by a score of 1-0. George Stone, John Denny oppose each other in the second game of this twilight doubleheader. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Ron Reed. John Stearns is coming up. He's hitting .215. He has 1 homer and 5 runs batted in.
The catcher, number 16, John Stearns.
Fourth consecutive game that Stearns has caught for the Mets in place of Jerry Grody. That's in for a called strike. It's 0-1. Stearns looks down to Eddie Yost to see if anything is on here. Hank Webb moves out on deck. This pitch is in for a called strike. It's 0-2 now to John Stearns. The outfield defense is straight away against Stearns. Fairley is holding against the runner now. Here's a swing and a ground ball to second base. Taken there by Sizemore. Kicks the bag, throws to first, and a double play. Fairley fell forward, trying to time his fall so that he could keep his foot anchored in time to make contact with the ball, and he pulled it off for a 4-3 double play. So the side is retired. There was a hit. There were none left at the end of 2 innings. The score is Cardinals 1, the Mets nothing.
There's a great new place to enjoy the creamy flavor of the #1 draft beer in the East. Your place. Introducing Schaefer Draft in cans. Now you can take home Schaefer Draft. Smooth and mellow, just as fresh as it comes out of the tap. So pick up a couple of 6-packs of Schaefer Draft and take them home with you.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Don't miss the week-long Schaefer 500 Festival. Come see celebrity golf and tennis tournaments. Come enjoy the pole position dinner, dance, and show featuring Tommy Dorsey's orchestra, Enzo Stuarti, and Lana Cantrell. Plus appearances during Festival Week by Phil Foster, Corbett Monica, and Arthur Godfrey. For tickets and information about these and many other exciting events, visit your local Ticketron outlet. Don't miss the Schaefer 500 Festival beginning Monday, June 23rd. From Schaefer, the one beer to have when you're having more than one. F&M Schaefer Brewing Company, New York, New York.
A lot of baseball to come your way. We're in the first game of a twilight doubleheader. The games will not be televised, so if you haven't made your plans up, come on out to Shea Stadium and join us here as we move to the top of the third. The Cardinals leading 1-0. And now for the play-by-play, Bob Murphy.
In the third inning, Ralph, Lou Brock will be leading off against Hank Webb. Brock drew a walk, stole second, and stole third in the first inning of the game.
Left fielder Lou Brock, number 20.
He finally came in to score the game's only run on a base hit by Ron Fairley. Lou Brock hitting a .309. Stadium shadows now have moved out beyond the mound, almost to second base. And the pitch thrown to Brock, a ground ball hit right at Felix Millan. Millan digs it out of the dirt and takes the crane pool one away. So Brock is out on one pitch. With an outfield of Lou Brock, Bake McBride, and Willie Davis. This might be the fastest outfield in baseball. A year ago, the Giants had a very fast outfield with Matthews, Maddox, and Bobby Bonds. Now it's inside and high to Ted Sizemore, ball one. They broke that combination up. They traded Bobby Bonds, and then they traded Gary Maddox. Now Hank Webb over the head. In comes the pitch to Sizemore. He jackknifes out of the way as far inside, 2-0. Second baseman Ted Sizemore hitting at 264. Right-hand hitter. Joe Torre plays even with the bag wide of the line at third. Now it's high, and Webb goes behind, 3-0. Hank Webb walked 2 in the first inning, and he walked 1 in the second inning. Stearns setting up the target. That's over. A call strike. It's 3-1. The Mets and Cardinals again tomorrow night and Wednesday night here at Shea. Now Webb siding in, the 3-1 delivery. Call strike on the inside corner. Sizemore trying to work out a walk for Willie Davis was taking on 3-1. Vern Benson coaching at third and ex-Met Johnny Lewis coaching first. And a ground ball hit foul. Goes beyond the reach of the third base coach, Vern Benson. One out and nobody on. We're in the third. St. Louis ahead, 1-0. The 3-2 delivery by Webb, reached for and fouled back into the crowd, out of play behind first base. Crowd still coming in at Shea Stadium. We're only in the third inning in the first game of a twilight doubleheader. And we hope you're en route to the stadium. Now the pitch. Fly ball hit to left field. This is deep. Back goes Jones. Now he turns. He's under it. And on the edge of the warning track, he takes it for the out.
Right fielder Willie Davis.
2 outs and nobody on. It brings up Willie Davis. Davis hitting .323 in 16 games in a Cardinal uniform. Willie Davis was out on a foul ball taken by Joe Torre over by the Cardinal dugout. And a fly ball hit deep to left center field. Unser running hard, makes the catch deep in left center field. Unser covering a lot of ground to get under it. And the Cardinals out 1-2-3 in their half of the third. 2.5 innings gone. The Cardinals won and the Mets nothing. Next Saturday afternoon here at Shea Stadium, the Mets will stage their annual Old Timers celebration. The Mets will be hosting the Philadelphia Phillies. What a weekend of baseball. The Mets and Phillies Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Old Timers Day, and a doubleheader on Sunday. This year's theme on Old Timers Day is award winners. Most Valuable Player, Rookie of the Year, and Cy Young award winners, along with the newest members of baseball's Hall of Fame, including our own Mr. Ralph Kiner. Plan to come early. The old-timers will take batting practice at 12:50. The celebrities will be introduced to the crowd at 1:30. The old professor, Casey Stengel, will lead the list. Willie Mays, Joe DiMaggio, Roy Campanella, Hank Greenberg, Ralph Kiner, Yogi Berra, Earl Averill, Vern Law, a Cy Young Award winner in 1960. Joe Black, he was Rookie of the Year at 52. Wally Moon, Rookie of the Year in 54. And how about Dean Chance and Bob Turley? Or Phil Cavaretta, the batting coach of the New York Mets. Cavaretta was the MVP in 1954. The list is long and the list is impressive. And you're going to enjoy yourself next Saturday, Old Timers Day at Shea Stadium. Now Hank Webb is up against Ron Reed, last of the third. The tall right-hander's pitch, fastball, strike one call. Hank has been to bat only 3 times this year and is 0 for 3. Ted Simmons working behind the plate for the Cardinals. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Del Unser on deck, and then Felix Millan. Each team with 2 hits in the game. Cardinals had the only run. Now swing and a miss, strike 3. Webb is out on 3 pitches. Third strikeout for Ron Reed. Since being traded to St. Louis for Ray Sadecki and Elias Sosa, Ron Reed has won 3 and lost 1. He's being traded to St. Louis for Ray Sadecki and Elias Sosa. Ron Reed has won 3 and lost 1. He won his first 3 starts in a Cardinal uniform, then lost to the Pirates his last time out. So he's 7-6 on the year, but 3-1 as a Cardinal. Del Unser will bat for the second time. Del flied to right his first time up. In comes the pitch by Reed. Ground ball hit toward the hole. Base hit into right field. So Del Unser has the 3rd hit of the game for the New York Mets. Del has been in a 2-for-28 slump. Maybe that'll get him going. Felix Millan doubled to right center in the opening inning. Later was left stranded on 3rd. And for Millan, it was his 16th 2-base hit of the year. One more than all of last year. Millan, the club leader in doubles. Big McBride will play Felix over to right center. And a throw to first by Ron Reed. Back to the bag easily, Del Unser. Ron Fairley is playing first for the Cardinals. Sizemore at second, and Tyson at short with Ken Reitz playing third. Lou Brock in left, Big McBride in center, and Willie Davis around and right. Ron Reed is the pitcher, Ted Simmons the catcher. Millan choking up on the handle of the bat, takes a strike call on the inside corner. It was a summer day in New York. Temperature up around 90. Very pleasant, perfect evening for baseball. This is a warm weather game. Leon Jones timing a couple of swings in the on-deck circle. And Millan getting out, he wants to be sure he has the signs properly from Eddie Yost. They play a lot of hit and run when Felix is the batter. He can handle it. And a throw to first. And Reed really working on Unser, figuring they might very well play hit and run. And the pitch on the way. Foul ball. Millan was jammed, and it comes back into the crowd. A 2-strike count on Felix Millan. This is the only Major League Baseball action going at the moment, but a lot of teams will be joining us around 8 o'clock. Veteran Ron Fairley holding against Del Unser. Now the pitch. And a fly ball hit in the air to left center field. Brock is closing ground on it, and Brock makes the catch. He and Big McBride came very close to running together in the outfield.
Left fielder Cleon Jones, number 21.
Cleon Jones coming up. Cleon was struck out his first time at bat. This would be a happy ball club if Cleon's knee would get healthy enough for him to play at least 3 out of 4. Cleon has been hitting the ball very well. 11 for 31, 344. And Reed delivers. Hard pitch on the outside corner, a call strike. Ron Reed stands 6'6". And a throw to first by Reed. Back to the bag, Del Unser. Rusty Staub is on deck. Now the pitch, swing and a miss. And a 2-strike count to Cleon Jones. St. Louis leading 1-0. We're in the last half of the 3rd inning. The 2-strike delivery, the runner goes, and it's swung and foul straight back into the backstop. Del Unser was off and running. Two men away here in the last of the 3rd inning. Now Reed with a 2-strike advantage. Hard slider way outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Once again, Ron Reed checks the runner, then delivers, swing and a miss. And Jones goes down swinging. Second time that Reed has struck out Cleon Jones. And Reed now has struck out 4 in the first 3 innings. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. At the end of 3, the Cardinals won, the Mets nothing.
You want to build a workshop in a corner of your basement full of wondrous things. Walls that will be lined with glass jars holding brass,
The robbers
copper.
are chirping, and that means it's time once again to get your car ready for that long, hot summer ahead. The best way to start is with a complete tune-up at Paul Thompson's Texaco. Paul will also check your car from bumper to bumper, lights, brakes, exhaust system, check your radiator, windshield wipers, and, of course, take off the winter tires and put on the summer tires. If you need new summer tires, Paul has tires just right for your kind of driving and your pocketbook. Paul Thompson's Texaco, the corner of Briggs and the Johnstown Arterial, where you get more than just a smile.
This is WIZR-FM, the Giant 105 in Johnstown, New York. It's now 6:25. Current temperature on the Fulton County Arterial is standing at 85 degrees. Humidity is at 85%. Back we go to the Mets as they continue their doubleheader with St. Louis.
We go to the 4th inning now at Shea Stadium, and Ted Simmons will be leading off against Hank Webb. It'll be Ted Simmons, Ron Fairley, and Bake McBride in the 4th. Mets and Cardinals have played 4 other games this year, the Mets winning 3 and the Redbirds 1. First time St. Louis came to New York, the Mets won the 2 games that were played. Switch hitter, Ted Simmons, batting left. Simmons batting at .299 on the year. He comes into New York in the midst of a hot streak. Over the last 18 ball games, he's hit .362. Now the windup and the pitch by Hank Webb. Off-speed delivery out of the strike zone. 1 ball and no strikes. It's a hazy day, but you can see a lot of blue sky. Now the 1-0 delivery. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardinals have an interesting blend on their ball club of age, and yet they have some youth and speed. And a fly ball well hit, probably foul down the left field line. Lands against the wall, deep and left, but over in the corner. It was pointed out when Joe Torre played in his 2000th Major League game in San Diego that he became the 6th active National League player to be in that many ball games. Swing and a miss, and Webb fans Ted Simmons. 3 of the 6 are on the Cardinal ball club. For Henry Webb, that is his first strikeout. 1 out and nobody on. It brings up Ron Fairley. And Fairley is one of the 3 on the Cardinal ball club to have played in more than 2,000 ball games. The others are Willie Davis and Lou Brock. In comes the pitch to Ron Fairley, and it's in, strike 1 call. The veteran from Southern Cal has been in the big leagues for over 15 years. And he singled to center to score Brock with the game's only run in the first inning. Brock had reached on a walk, stolen second, and stolen third. Fastball, a strike call. Good-looking pitch by Hank Webb. Just off the outside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. As it turned out, the Cardinals were a very wise club to get Ron Fairley from Montreal during the winter. And the 1-2 delivery hit foul behind third. They had traded Joe Torre to the New York Mets because they felt that rookie Keith Hernandez was ready to play in the major leagues. Hernandez had been the batting champion in the American Association the previous year. But they said to themselves, just in case he isn't ready, we better have somebody to back him up. And they got Ron Fairley from Montreal. And a squibbler hit down the first base line, and it may go foul. Foul ball, no play. Then after they got Willie Davis, they brought Reggie Smith into play from first base. Let's pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
baseball Mets.
WIZR FM, Johnstown, New York. It's now 6:29.
Bob Murphy with Ralph Kiner and Lindsey Nelson. We're in the fourth inning of the first game at Shea. St. Louis 1, New York nothing. 1 out and nobody on. Hank Webb with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes on veteran left-handed hitter Ron Fairley. The Mets figure he will pull the ball, the infield and the outfield shaded around toward right. And now as Webb works too deliberately, Fairley wants to break the spell by getting out of the batter's box. And the 1-2 delivery. And a fly ball hit to left field. Jones going hard toward the left field corner, and he makes the catch. He had that one lined up all the way. Leon running, I guess, probably about 75% of his potential speed.
I think he is running better now than I've seen him in a long, long time. That's the first time I've seen him run for any distance without limping.
2 outs and nobody on. Center fielder Bake McBride. Bake had to go on the disabled list for 21 days. Returned not too long ago. McBride hitting at .250, was a .300 hitter last year as a rookie. Tall, thin, very fast. Fastball low, 1 ball and no strikes. Rob, I wonder after all these years how far Willie Davis would be behind a man like Bake McBride in the foot race. Inside and low. When Willie first came up, he could really fly, and he still runs so well, it's kind of hard to tell.
Even at his age, I'd say he could probably run very close to it.
The 2-0 delivery and a line drive over second into center field, a base hit. So Bake McBride is on. Now, he tried to steal second in the second inning, but John Stearns made a great throw to nail it. 4th hit for St. Louis. And it brings to the plate the third baseman, Ken Reitz. Reitz is hitting .294. 2 home runs and 27 runs batted in. Mets will play the left side of the infield quite deep against Ken Reitz. He's a young ball player, fine fielder. There goes the runner. Here's the peg by Stearns to slide, and this time he's in with a stolen base. Throw was a little bit high and wide, and Bake McBride steals second. Boy, he has quite a man to learn from on this Cardinal Ball Club in Lou Brock. That is the 8th of the year for Bake McBride. And with his speed, over the next few years, he might become one of the real base stealers in the game. Right-hand hitter Ken Reitz waiting. Hank Webb working from the stretch, and Webb steps off. Ken Reitz getting out of the batter's box. He appears to have something in his eye. Fourth inning, St. Louis leading 1-0. Hank Webb's pitch on the way. A smash to short. Taken on 1 hop by Phillips. Good pickup. And the throw in time, and the side retire. That was a low liner hit right at Phillips. He played that short hop. The ball hitting right at his feet. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. 3.5 innings gone. The Cardinals won, the Mets nothing.
Have you tried on a pair of Right Slacks lately? Have you ever tried on a pair? Have you ever heard of Right Slacks? Well, listen carefully, because Right Slacks are great. And it's time you found out how great. Find out about the fabulous feel, the fantastic fit, the colors, the styles. Well, it's time, all right, so you do it today. At the Sir William Squire Shop, 32 West Main in Johnstown. Right Slacks at the Sir William Squire Shop, 32 West Main in Johnstown.
Pork chops double on the gravy. Hey, Patterson, more forks, pronto. Clean fork coming up.
Paging Dr. Patterson to emergency.
Dr. Patterson, the patient has a severe scalp laceration.
All right, get me the suit. William Patterson was a dishwasher. Now he's a doctor. The United Negro College Fund has helped many black students change the course of their lives. Please support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. A public service message of this station and the Advertising Council.
Last of the fourth inning. Rusty Staub, Ed Cranepool, and Joe Torrey will be the hitters. Rusty reached on a walk in the first inning. Rusty fighting a very severe batting slump. On the last homestand, his batting average was up to .304. He now has had only 8 hits in his last 53 at-bats, hitting .264. At a fastball high, 1 ball and no strikes. Ever since Doubleday laid out the diamond when they started playing this game of baseball, players have known slumps and hot streaks. That is taken high, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Mountains and valleys. Rusty, a pole hitter, and they play him around to right. The 2-0 delivery. And a drive hit toward left center field. Brock coming in. Can't get it. That ball is a base hit. Brock blocks the ball with his body. Now throws the ball in, and it gets away at second. But Ron Reed backs it up. So Rusty is on with a single to left center field. Each team with 4 hits.
First baseman, Dick Cranepool, number 7.
Mets have 4 hits, and the Cardinals have 3. I think I said both had 4. Ed Cranepool hit a very long fly to straightaway center that Bake McBride caught. Sizemore coming in from the second for a get-together with the catcher, Ted Simmons. And the pitcher, Ron Reed. Ron Reed, last time against New York, has won 7 and lost 5. The tall right-hander's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. The Mets beat Reed earlier this year in Atlanta when he was still with the Braves. Reed went to the Cardinals, and the Braves received veteran Ray Sadecki and young relief pitcher Elias Sosa. Now the pitch on the way, high outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So far, the Cardinals have benefited from the trade. Sadecki and Sosa have not been effective with Atlanta. Sadecki's usually much better the second half of the year. The 1-1 delivery. And a towering fly ball hit deep to right field. Moving back is Willie Davis, and he's under it, and he makes the catch. Willie Davis standing a foot from the right field fence. But he gathered in that towering fly hit by Cranepool. Well, Cranepool has been up twice. He hit one almost 400 feet straight away to center, and it was caught. And this time, Willie Davis was right in front of the fence. This brings up Joe Torrey, and Joe singled to left field in the second. Joe's 6-year-old daughter, Tina, listening to the game tonight on her radio at Roosevelt Hospital, where she's spending a couple of days and doing just fine. Swing and a miss, strike 1. I can imagine she has her sister, Lauren, probably with her, and her mother, Danny. Rusty Staub is on first, 1 out. Joe Torrey waiting. And the pitch. Way inside, and Joe lays off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets trail by a run. We're in the last of the 4th. Ron Reed checks the runner. He's running the pitch. It is swung on and missed, and the throw. Safe. Staub stole a base. Rusty Staub is safe at second. The Jandies is coming out. He wants to argue. Sizemore getting into a beef with Dutch Renner, the second base umpire. And now Ron Reed, the pitcher, is really arguing. Here comes Red Jandies. He wants to get his players out of there so that nobody gets thrown out of the ball game. Mets are obviously playing hit and run. Torrey swung at the pitch to try and protect the runner. He missed it. And although the throw seemed to be there in time, Ralph, obviously Staub avoided the tag with his slide.
Got on the outside of the bag, and Rusty's good at that. Of course, the Cardinals don't think that he evaded the tag, but Renard right there on top of it, and all means safe.
Rusty is a very good Major League Baseball player. Can you imagine how good he would be if he had speed? He would then have everything. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Torrey. The tying run is on second. Now the pitch. And a foul out of play back up into the crowd. Mike Phillips, the on-deck batter.
Harry Harris, the Associated Press photographer, almost got killed for that foul ball.
And the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ron Reed, reaching back, got that extra yard on the fastball and fanned Joe Torrey. Reed is throwing hard. He now has 5 strikeouts.
Number 5.
Now here is Mike Phillips. Mike has been swinging a tired bat of late. Right now, Mike is 0 for 19. He has played every day since taking over for Buddy Harrelson. Mike, a left-hand hitter, facing the right-hander, Ron Reed. Fastball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. The 0 for 19 skid, dropping Phillips' batting average to 242. Now the pitch on the way, high outside, 2 balls and no strikes. On deck, John Stearns. Jerry Grody will catch the second game of this doubleheader. Jerry has been out of action for 3 days now with an infection to his knee. Actually became a boil, I guess. The 2-0 delivery, foul ball down the left field line. Reach is in pursuit, but he will not have a play. The ball sails over into the crowd. Well, as the late Busy Dean would have said, we had a lot of humility today. A lot of humidity. 2-1 the count on Mike Phillips. In comes the pitch. And a drive in the air to left center field. Moving over Big McBride. He's under it. And he has it, and that is the third out. Mets are hitting the ball hard. But they're not finding the holes for them. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. 4 innings completed, Shea. The Cardinals won. The Mets nothing.
With spring here at last, Holden Lumber has everything you'll need to add that patio you've been wanting. Wood decking stained with colorful preservative to make it last a good long time. Holden Lumber also has ornamental iron columns and railings, plus beautiful fiberglass roof panels to let the sun in and keep the rain out. To add privacy to the backyard, there's basket weave fencing, or you may prefer decorative post and rail fencing. It's Holden Lumber, Carpenter Street, Gloversville, for everything. Inside, outside, all around the home.
Aloha. This is Danny Clay Kitty from Hawaii. If you smoke more than a pack of cigarettes a day, you double your risk of heart attack over that of non-smokers. For the sake of your heart, don't smoke. For the sake of all hearts, support your heart fund. Kuku, as we say in Hawaiian. Mahalo, and thank you.
Fifth inning now at Shea Stadium. First game of the Twilight doubleheader. Shortstop Mike Tyson will lead off. Cardinals thought they had shored up their shortstop position this past winter. When they negotiated a 3-way trade in order to get the veteran Ed Brinkman from Detroit. But they found that Brinkman, perhaps at the age of 35, had slowed up too much for the AstroTurf. High inside, it's ball 1. Now the lights are being turned on. Fastball by Hank Webb, a strike call, 1-1. And the pitch on the way. Low outside, 2 balls and a strike. So Tyson, who had lost his job in spring training, now is the number 1 shortstop again. Pitching 2-1. High pop fly to very shallow right field. Easy play for Felix Millan. He camps under it, and he has it. With one away, Ron Reed will hit. He bounced into a force play in the second.
Pitcher Ron Reed, number 38.
Reed has done well with the bat so far this year. 9 for 36, batting .250. Any pitcher with a .250 batting average is considered a very good hitter. And a breaking ball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Over the years, the Cardinals have had a pitcher who could really hit, Bob Gibson. Swing and a miss. Many times over the years, the Cardinals used Gibson as a pinch hitter. One year, he hit over 300. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder hit down to third, handled by Joe Torre. Now the throw across the Crane Pool, 2 down. 2 outs and nobody on. Lou Brock will be the hitter. Brock created some excitement for the Cardinals in the first inning. He stole second and he stole third. Scored the only run of the game on a base hit by Ron Fairley.
Left fielder Lou Brock, number 20.
Brock killing time now, waiting for the pitcher, Ron Reed, to get back to the dugout. Now Webb is over the head. Around comes the arm. Fly ball hit to left center, and it's fairly deep. Del Unser easing back, plenty of time, gets under it, and that's it. The side retires. So a good inning for Hank Webb as he takes the Redbirds 1-2-3. We've come halfway at the end of 4.5. The Cardinals won and the Mets nothing.
Spring here at last. Holden Lumber has everything you'll need to add that patio you've been wanting. Wood decking stained with colorful preservative to make it last a good long time. Holden Lumber also has ornamental iron columns and railings, plus beautiful fiberglass roof panels to let the sun in and keep the rain out. To add privacy to the backyard, there's basket weave fencing, or you may prefer decorative post and rail fencing. It's Holden Lumber, Carpenter Street, Gloversville, for everything. Inside, outside, all around the home.
Aloha. This is Danny Clay Kitty from Hawaii. If you smoke more than a pack of cigarettes a day, you double your risk of heart attack over that of non-smokers. For the sake of your heart, don't smoke. For the sake of all hearts, support your heart fund. Koku, as we say in Hawaiian. Mahalo, and thank you.
The F&M Schaefer Brewing Company, New York, New York.
Now the last of the 5th inning, and John Stearns will be up. Mets have really run into a drought. They haven't had a run across the plate now in 21 innings. Last time they scored 3 runs in the first inning Saturday against the Pirates. That was in the very first inning, and they haven't scored a run since. John Stearns, the catcher, batting 8th, leads off against the tall right-hander, Ron Reed. Reed throws hard. Now the pitch. Fastball, strike call. Stearns hit into a double play engineered by Sizemore, the second baseman. The infield and the outfield straight away. A little bit outside, a hard slider, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hank Webb is on deck, and then Del Unser. The 1-1 pitch. It's taken high. Ball 2, 2-1. Nobody on, nobody out. Last of the 5th inning. The 2-1 pitch by Ron Reed. Bouncing ball, slowly hit down to third. Reed will charge. He'll let it go foul, and then he grabs it. So Stearns, running it out, will be coming back to the plate. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stearns now has caught 4 games in a row. Jerry Grody, a knee infection, keeping him on the sidelines, but Jerry says he's all right and will catch the second game tonight. Ron Reed taking his information from Simmons, the 2-2 pitch. It is popped up to the left side of the infield. Reach will be under it near third base in fair territory. One away. One out and nobody on. Hank Webb comes up. Hank 0 for 4 on the year, was struck out his first time up. And the pitch by Ron Reed. It is fouled back into the crowd, no play. Reed siding in, around comes the arm and the curveball, and a soft line drive base hit beyond the reach of Sizemore. And Hank Webb has a base hit. For Hank, that is his first ever Major League base hit. He had been to bat 4 times previously this year, and he had not come up with a base hit in brief trials previously with the Mets. So Hank had a total of 13 times at bat before he got his first hit in the major leagues. Single to right by Hank Webb, the 5th hit of the game for New York. The batter is Del Unser. And Del hit a hard single through the hole into right field his last time at bat. Del Unser 1 for 2. Mets and Cardinals play tomorrow night and Wednesday night. A little bit low, a breaking ball, 1 ball, and no strikes. Thursday, a day off for the Mets, and then the big weekend starting Friday night against Philadelphia. By the way, the Phillies expect to have shortstop Larry Boa and center fielder Gary Maddox back for that weekend series. Foul ball behind third. They've both been on the disabled list. Maddox injured a kneecap. Boa suffered a fractured thumb when he was hit by a thrown ball. One and one, the count to Del Unser. Ron Reed delivers. And a change curve a little outside, 2-1. Well pitched opening ball game so far. We're in the 5th inning, a 1-0 game. The Cardinals lead. Hank Webb is on first base with 1 out. The 2-1 pitch. In for a strike. It's 2-2. Ron Reed getting the breaking ball over. Pirates open a 4-game series in Philadelphia tonight. They have a twine-nighter tomorrow evening. Now the pitch on the way. Foul ball popped in the air, back toward the screen. Simmons coming back, no play. It lands in the second row of the field boxes. And the count is 2-2 on Del Unser. Hank Webb is on first with a single to right. Stearns, the first batter up, was retired. So we have 1 out and 1 on. And the pitch to Del Unser. Ground ball to short. Might be a double play. Tyson to Sizemore and on to Fairley, a double play. It goes 6-4-3. Short to second to first. Second double play turned by the Cardinals in the game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left. 5 innings complete. St. Louis 1, New York nothing.
Hi, I'm Marty from Duras Brothers, telling you that thousands of people have discovered the greatest way to save money on furniture, TV, and appliances is the Dumart way, which gives you everyday low prices plus extra savings if you take your purchases home with you. For example, in our fun furniture room, we have beanbag chairs with regular prices of $44.95 that you can take home for only $34.95 and save $10 on every one. That's the Dumart way to save money at Duras Brothers on the Johnstown Fonda Road. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights till 9. Be smart. Buy Dumart.
This is Roger Miller, and I want you all to know that the federal minimum wage is $2.10. That's $2.10 an hour for most workers. If you want more information about this new minimum wage, check the U.S. Labor Department's wage hour office in your area. Remember,
someone cares about you.
Sixth inning now here at Shea Stadium. Hank Webb is on the mound, all set to go, and a fellow who's always raring to go, Mr. Ralph Kainer.
Okay, Bob Murphy, thank you very much, and hi, everyone. Hank Webb asked for the ball that was in play, but he got his first base hit, and it was tossed off to the Mets dugout. So he has something to remember his major league career by. Top of the sixth. The Mets have 5 base hits, but they have not scored. Cardinals have 1 run on 3 hits. Got a run in the first inning. There were 2 stolen bases by Lou Brock, but as it turned out, it really did not affect the scoring. Lou Brock walked, stole second and third, but with 2 men out, Ted Simmons worked out a walk to put runners at first and third. The walk by Simmons would have put Brock down to second if he had not had the stolen bases. Then Ron Fairley singled to center field. Other 2 base hits in the ball game going to Big McBride, who had an infield base hit in the second and a single to center field in the fourth. Ted Sizemore to lead off. Ted is 0 for 2. Batting at .263, right-hand batter, and here's the pitch. And it's hit out toward right field, a little fly ball to right, coming up a stop, and he has time to get to it. And he makes the play. 1 away, and the batter will be Willie Davis.
Willie Davis, number 5.
Willie is 0 for 2 in this game, hitting at .318 for the year. Davis fouled out to third in the first inning, and on 1 pitch fought out to center. And the first pitch is taken at the letters for a called strike. Willie taking all the way. And Webb back again, and Davis jumps up to try to get out of the way of a curveball right at his feet. And it looks as though he might have been hit. He is. He was hit on the foot by the pitch ball. So Davis is on. 1 away, and the batter will be Ted Simmons.
Catcher Ted Simmons, number 23.
Davis has no stolen bases as a Cardinal. He has not been thrown out either as a Cardinal. He had 13 and was thrown out 5 times when he was with Texas. Now he draws the throw to first base. He has that good speed. Cardinals have been running. They've had 3 stolen bases in 4 attempts. So far, they really have not affected the scoring. Davis is picked off. Go to first base. Davis is picked off, and it's being called a balk. Hank Webb charged with the balk as Davis was picked off, and now Davis down to second on the balk call by first base umpire Harry Wendelstadt. Wendelstadt, by his pantomime, indicating that he rocked with his shoulders. Webb is arguing the call. No one else arguing. Just Hank Webb. So a balk call and a runner at second. Mets have had an awful lot of balks called against their pitching staff this year. That puts the runner in scoring position with 1 away. Cardinals leading 1-0. No pitches to the batter, Ted Simmons. Simmons hitting .289 with 9 home runs, 45 RBI. Simmons is a switch hitter. His natural side, though, is his left-hand batting side. Learned to hit from the right-hand side after he started out as a left-hand batter. Prefers to hit left-handed. Webb sets up, and the pitch. Grounded foul. 1 strike count. All the action in the major leagues at night, and this game, of course, the twilight doubleheader, the only one in play so far. 1 strike count as Webb checks the signs from his catcher, John Stern. There goes Davis for third. A big jump, and the throw to third base is not in time. So Willie Davis gets his first stolen base as a Cardinal, and he got a big jump at second base. That puts a runner at third with no one out, and we'll see how the Mets play their infield. 4 out of 5 stolen bases in this ball game by the Cardinals, and the one time that Stearns threw a runner out, that was McBride in the second. It was disputed by the Cardinals on the call that second. They thought they had a stolen base there. Infield is being brought in. Webb working from the set position, and here's the pitch. Curveball popped up in the infield, going back near the outfield grass. Now on it is Meehan, and he is under the ball, and he makes the catch. Davis breaks off the bag coming down the line, but then goes back as Meehan gets the ball back in, and we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Hi, Ted Brown here, 6'4", dark hair, green piercing eyes.
WIZR FM, Johnstown, New York. The time is now 7 o'clock.
Ralph Kiner along with Lindsey Nelson and Bob Murphy from Shea Stadium. A 1-0 ball game in favor of the Cardinals. And let me hasten to add here, we were talking about the stolen bases in this ball game. They have not been the fault of John Stearns. The runners have been getting big jumps. Now from the windup with 2 men away, and the pitch to Ron Fairley is taken outside a ball. Fairley singled in, the only run of this ball game in the first inning. Fairley 1 for 2 in the ball game, hitting .289 for the year. Pitch back by Webb, a curve way outside. It's 2-0. On deck batter is Bake McBride. Fairley out of the batter's box, takes a couple of twists and turns, and now gets back in. Fairley has been up 83 times this year. And Webb again back to the plate. The 2-0 pitch is a breaking ball over, called strike. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Again, Fairley out of the batter's box and making a twisty motion with his body. Trying to loosen up, or it appears to be he's trying to loosen up. Now at 2-1, the pitch is grounded foul. So they count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Willie Davis on at third base without a base hit. He was hit by a pitch ball, blocked to second, stole third. 2 men away, and the count of 2-2 on Ron Fairley. And the next pitch is hit out to center field. A long way for Unser to go, but he's back there. And he has the ball, and his catch retires his side. No runs, no hits, no errors. And a man left at third to score. At the end of 5.5 innings, it's the Cardinals 1, the New York Mets 0.
Do me a favor, will you? I'd like you to try a tall, cool drink. A really delicious beverage that I think you'll like because it offers a variety of benefits. I'd like you to try some Dairy Lean 99. Now, Dairy Lean 99 is a natural milk drink, fortified with protein plus vitamins A and D. And yet, it has 20% more protein than regular milk. And best of all, if you're watching your diet, or if you want to avoid having to watch your diet, Dairy Lean is 99% fat-free. It satisfies both your hunger and your thirst, so you get filled up and not out. And one more point, Dairy Lean 99 is available at almost all food stores in the dairy section. Try it, won't you? It's the one in the great-looking purple carton. Dairy Lean, the 99% fat-free milk drink that's guaranteed fresh from the good people at Dairy Lean.
We're going to the bottom of the 6th. The Cardinals leading 1-0. And for the Mets, the leadoff batter will be Felix Meehan. Mets have not scored a run in 22 innings. Meehan to lead off. He's batting .263. Felix doubled the right center in the first inning. One of the 5 hits the Mets have had. The Mets have had 1 base hit in every inning through the first 5. They've had a runner at third with 1 out. And a runner at second base with 1 out. And the first pitch to Meehan, a ball. Meehan with 1 home run, 19 runs batted in, will be followed by Cleon Jones and Rusty Staub.
And Ron Reed back with his next pitch, and it's hit in the air to foul territory on the third base side. Over there's Reitz, and he makes the call and catch. And Reitz, a fine defensive ball player, puts it away. That will bring up Cleon Jones, who has been struck out twice. His first time, he struck out looking with a runner at third and one man out. His next time swinging, the runner at first base and 2 men out. Cleon hitting .333. 11 hits and 33 times up. Ron Reed has struck out 5 and walked 1. First pitch is swung on and missed. A foul tip, actually, indicated by home plate umpire Bob Engel. It's strike 1. Now the 6'6" right-hander back, and the pitch is foul back. Strike 2 count. Looking at Reed over the years, and he's had only one real fine year in his major league career, he has always looked like a better pitcher than his record. Throws hard, has a good slider, changes up well. 2-strike pitch, and it's just outside, 1-2. He has won 83 in his major league career and lost 89. 6 games under 500. Against the Mets, he's won 7 and lost 5 career-wise. Next pitch to Jones is high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Former professional basketball player and can reach at third base, fooling around with his glove, loses it off of his hand just prior to the pitch. And there's a pitch that is called a ball. Ted Simmons, thinking it a strike, threw it on down to third. So the count goes to 3-2. Simmons showing up home plate umpire Bob Engel. That might cost him later on. He's probably saying, I'm sorry about now. Umpires really dislike that. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And it's strike 3 call. Cleon Jones struck out for the third time, second time looking. Strikeout number 6 for Ron Reed. Jones did not like the call. And with 2 men out, it brings up Rusty Staub. Rusty walked his first time up, singled to left center field his second. Rusty hitting .267. And a changeup to Staub. It's taken low, and it's ball 1. Cardinals leading 1-0. 2 men out, bottom of the 6th inning. Got a run in the first. Pitch back to Staub, a called strike, and it's 1-1. Rusty had a stolen base in the fourth, his first of the year. Primarily off of a hit and run play, but he made it down to second. Pitch back by Reed is too low. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the signs are out. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and Staub takes low and inside. That makes the count 3-1. On deck batter for the Mets, Ed Kranepool. And the 3-1 pitch. Rusty swings and fouls it back a home plate. The ball coming back to the edge of the stands, and it is bobbled and caught on the bounce by Ted Simmons. The ball hit in his glove, bounced in the air, and he reached up and caught it as it was in the air after it hit his glove. So Staub fouls out. The side retired in order for the first time in the ball game by Ron Reed. And the score at the end of 6, it's the Cardinals 1, the Mets nothing.
Have you tried on a pair of Right Slacks lately? Have you ever tried on a pair? Have you ever heard of Right Slacks? Well, listen carefully, because Right Slacks are great. And it's time you found out how great. Find out about the fabulous feel, the fantastic fit, the colors, the styles. Well, it's time, all right, so you do it today at the Sir William Squire Shop, 32 West Main in Johnstown. Right Slacks at the Sir William Squire Shop, 32 West Main in Johnstown.
Pork chop double on the gravy. Hey, Patterson, more forks. Pronto. Clean forks coming up.
Paging Dr. Patterson to emergency.
Dr. Patterson, the patient has a severe scalp laceration.
All right, get me the sutures.
William Patterson was a dishwasher. Now he's a doctor. The United Negro College Fund has helped many black students change the course of their lives. Please support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. A public...
Why is Keith Morris always hanging around boasting radio booths? What does he do?
Just on the air, get his name on the air.
Center field is Fake McBride.
We're going to the top of the seventh inning. Fake McBride to lead off. He has 2 hits and 2 times up. 2 of the 3 hits the Cardinals have had in this ball game. But the Cardinals are leading by a score of 1-0. The Mets have 5 hits. McBride batting .256, and the first pitch is lying down the third baseline, but foul. And a strike 1 count. Joe Torre, the third baseman for the Mets, is playing about 80 feet away from home plate to guard against a bunt try for a base hit. McBride played straight away by the Mets. Actually, they shade him a little bit toward left field. And the 1-strike pitch. Curveball outside. It's 1-1. McBride has hit in 5 consecutive ball games. That's a lot of action. He has been up 121 times. Curved back, but this one low and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Webb is 0-1 against the Cardinals, and he was the losing pitcher in the 25-inning ball game won by the Cardinals here last year. Next pitch is fouled off. They count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Webb lost it when he tried to pick a runner off first base and threw the ball out into right field. Mets have played a 25-inning ball game, the longest game ever played to a decision. The longest game ever played, 26 innings, but no decision. A 24-inning ball game and a 23-inning ball game in their history. There's another foul ball. Count stays at 2-2. Long drive down the left field line, but foul. The 24-inning ball game, the longest 1-0 ball game ever played, and the longest night game ever played. The 23-inning ball game was the longest game ever played in amount of time, 7 hours, 23 minutes. That's in their 14th year, but they have logged a lot of history in the record books. Here's a pitch low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. First expansion baseball team to ever win a world championship and a pennant. First expansion baseball team to ever win 2 National League pennants. 3-2 pitch. It's a fly ball to right center. Hunter with a late start has a long way to go. Can he get to it? He does. Breaking the other way and getting a late start and then tracking that ball down in deep right center field just before he reached the warning track in front of the 396 side. So a sparkling catch by Al Unser after a slow start. So McBride is out and it brings up Ken Reitz. Reitz is 0 for 2. Has grounded out to short twice. And a curveball is low and outside. Reitz hitting .293. Was hitting .400 in the early part of the year as he did last year. Next pitch back again, a curve. And the pitch low and outside, 2-0. Ken Reitz, the third baseman, a lot like Frankie Gustine, an outstanding player for the Pirates. Always getting off the great start. 2-0 pitch. It is hit in the air in foul territory down the first base side. The ball going into the stands, out of play. Ed Greenville giving chase, but no chance as it goes into the stands about 6 or 7 rows deep. So the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. Webb has struck out 1 in this game, while walking 3 and hitting 1. Cardinals leading 1-0, 1 man out. It's the top of the 7th. First game of the twilight doubleheader. Next pitch is again hit foul, but this one might stay in play. Greenpool chasing it down into the foul area. but he can't get to it, and Staub can't get to it, and Mayon can't get to it. It drops in foul territory. So the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes as 3 players return to their positions, and Reach comes back to home plate. Crowd filling in here for the Twilight doubleheader in the second game. George Stone pitching for the Mets. George has won 1 and lost none. John Denny, who is 2-2, will be going for the Cardinals. John Denny was in the press room before the start of the first ball game. Said he wanted to see how the working press lives before baseball. There's a curveball high and inside. Reese has to duck away, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now 3-2, the pitch. Curveball pulls foul. The count hit on the ground down the left field side, so time will be called as Cleon Jones goes over to pick it up. Count remains at 3-2. Cleon picks it up and tosses it into the stands, and he gets a hand. So time put back in. Count remains 3-2, and now the pitch. Hard smash down the left field line, a base hit. Jones over to head it off at the foul line, bobbles the ball, and Reach goes into second base standing up. It'll probably be scored a double. Leon lost any outside chance he might have had at stopping the runner at first when the ball was off of his glove. That'll bring up the shortstop, Mike Tyson, as we wait for the official ruling. Tyson has walked and popped to second, hitting at 192. 2 base hits for Ken Reach. His 11th of the year. 4th base hit off of Hank Webb. And the next pitch to the plate is inside a ball. Tyson, a right-hand batter. Cardinals leading 1-0, 1 out at the top of the 7th. They have a runner at second base. Webb wanted another roll of the sides and gets it. Now he's set to go, and here's the 1-0 pitch. It's right over the head of John Stearns, back to the backstop, and Reach goes over the third in the wild pitch, and evidently John Stearns got crossed up. Webb throwing a fastball, and it was a high fastball. Stearns just never got up to it. Now Webb and Stearns going over what might have taken place. Run at third with 1 man out on the wild pitch. And Stearns, Story, and Webb are talking it over at the mound. Tyson is batting 8th in the batting order. Now the conference is over. No one throwing in either bullpen. Although there's something stirring up in the Mets bullpen right now. Looks like Rick Baldwin is going over to get a glove. See if he goes out to warm up. 2 balls, no strikes. Infield is in. Good job here for Hank Webb. Curveball grounded foul. They counted 2 balls and 1 strike. Rick Baldwin is throwing in the bullpen for the Mets. Webb had a runner at third with 1 man out in the 6th inning and got out of that without the Cardinals scoring. Had a runner at second in the 4th inning with 2 men out and got out of that. Next pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch coming up. Signs go out, and now Webb from the set position. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball high and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes. And the next pitch, curveball that's popped up out in foul territory. Chance for Mike Phillips. He has room, and he makes the catch. And now, coming up the line is getting reached after tagging up, but now he stops and goes back to third. Could be a big out. That will bring up the pitcher, Ron Reed. Reed batting .243. Over 2 in this game. He's had 9 hits and 37 times up. He has driven in 6 runs, though, and he's had 3 extra base hits, all double. He's considered a good hitting pitcher. Infield drops back. The exception of Joe Torre, who's guarding against the possibility of a bunt. Joe even with the bag at third. First pitch, a curve, a wild swing and a miss. It's strike 1. Reed, a right-hand batter. Outfield very shallow against him. Here's the pitch back. Again a curveball, strike 2. Another wild swing. And a 2-strike count. And the next delivery, curveball chopped out toward third. Could be trouble if it stays fair, but they let it roll and it goes foul. That would have been a base hit if the ball had stayed fair, and it went foul about halfway down the line. And it just did roll foul. So reach back to third, and the count stays at strike 2 on Ron Reed. Cardinals leading 1-0, 2 men out, top of the 7th. They have a runner at third base. So Reed back to the batter's box after running all the way down to first base and on pass. And Stearns down to send out the sign. Webb has thrown him all curveballs in the first 3 pitches. Now the pitch. Curveball, he starts to swing and holds up. Pitch is low and outside. They asked the first base umpire, Wendelstedt, if he did swing far enough, and Wendelstedt said no. One ball, 2 strikes. The next delivery, fastball. This one is high and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First fastball that Reed has seen that was out of the strike zone. Now it's 2-2. A curveball is foul tipped out of the dirt. So Reed hangs tough, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hank Webb, the record of 1-4. Lifetime record of 1 win, 4 losses. Here's the pitch. Curveball, swung on a miss, and he got it. So once again, Webb leads the runner at third base. As Reed is struck out, his second strikeout, no runs, 1 hit. 1 man left in the score at the end of 6.5 innings. The Cardinals 1, the Mets nothing. Well, there's no better way to keep up with the Mets than the 1975 edition of the Met Yearbook. It's the best ever edition, and some of its outstanding features include a 2-page 1975 Met team picture. Photos of the National and the American League All-Star squad, suitable for framing, career records, and color photos of every player. Pictorial highlights of such events as the annual Old Timers game at Shea and a 2-page sequence of the 74 All-Star game. The price of this 64-page bargain is only $1 at Shea souvenir and concession counters, and there isn't a better buy in baseball yearbook. It's worth the price just for the full-page portraits of Tom Seaver, Joe Torre, Felix Millan, Rusty Staub, and others. So pick up your copy for $1 the next time you come to Shea to root for the Mets. You can order a 75 yearbook by mail, of course. Just enclose a check or money order for $1.25. in an envelope and address it to Met Yearbook Department, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York, 11368. 1975 Met Yearbook, $1 a copy at Shea or $1.25 if you order by mail. The Met Yearbook Department, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York, 11368. We're going now, the bottom of the seventh. Ed Greenpool to lead off. The Mets need one to tie, and the first pitch by Ron Reed is outside the ball. Greenpool has flied out deep to the outfield the 2 times he has been up. 1 time to center, 1 time to right. The next pitch, it's outside again. 2 balls, no strikes. It'll be Ed Greenpool, Joe Torre, and Mike Phillips, the scheduled 3 batters, first 3 batters against Reed here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Reed has struck out 6, walked 1. His next pitch is popped up in foul territory. It'll be out of play. So the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Tom Hall throwing in the bullpen for the Mets. Greenpool, the 5th batter in the batting order. Mets have not scored in 23 innings. They are trailing 1-0 as the Cardinals got a run in the first. Now Reed ready, and here's the pitch. Greenpool fouls it back against the screen back of home plate, 2-2. Greenpool batting .366. He has been up 134 times. Needs 150 to qualify for the batting race. 2-2 pitch, and Greenpool lines it to center, but right there is Bake McBride, and he makes the catch. Greenpool hitting the ball hard for the 3rd time in the ball game. But it's a hard out, and it brings up Joe Torre. Torre 1 for 2. Mets have had 5 base hits in this game. The Cardinals have 4. The Cardinals lead 1-0. Torre hitting .278 with 1 home run and 17 runs batted in. Batting 6th in the batting order, prepared by Yogi Berra against the right-hander. And the first pitch is fouled back out of play at strike 1. One strikeout. And the next pitch by Reed, a breaking ball over at the knees, over the outside corner, strike 2. Torre did not like that call by Bob Engel. And Reed again ready, and here's the 2-strike pitch. And it bounces in front of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reed trying to throw a changeup, but bouncing the ball a couple of feet in front of the plate to Torre. Torre has singled the left, and he has also struck out. The 1-2 pitch. It is hit in the air to center field. Bake McBride moving over to his left side, and he is under the ball, and he makes the catch. 2 men away, both out to center, and it brings up Mike Phillips. Mike is 0 for 2. He's 0 for 20 in his last 20 times up, hitting .241. Tom Hall still throwing in the bullpen for the Mets. On deck batter, the catcher, John Stearns, and the first pitch to Phillips is low and inside the ball. Phillips hitting .241, a left-hand batter. And the sixth pitcher throws to the plate. It's line to right, a base hit for Phillips. He breaks his 0 for 20. The Mets have the tying run at first base with 2 men away, and John Stearns coming up. Stearns is 0 for 2. Mets now have 6 hits to the Cardinals 4. As Stearns comes to the plate. Stearns batting .209. And the first pitch to the right-hand batter is popped up. Right over by second base. Mike Tyson, the shortstop, is there, and he makes the catch, and the side retires. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left, and the score at the end of 7. The Cardinals won, the New York Mets nothing.
When you are the one, you are the one to count on. Since 1842, Schaefer has always been the one to count on. Schaefer has the rare quality of flavor that never fades, glass after glass. Schaefer is the one that always delivers.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. More than one. Schaefer pleasure doesn't fade even when your thirst is done.
Today among America's great premium lagers, the one that came first is still the one. Schaefer, the one that comes through beer after beer.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
The F&M Schaefer Brewing Company, New York, New York.
We're going to the top of the eighth. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Ed Crane for the New York Mets. Hear every inning of every Mets game, home and away on WIZR FM 105. Your home for the Mets and Colonials in 1975.
Ralph Kiner along with Bob Murphy. And now for the play-by-play, Lindsey Nelson.
Thank you very much, Ralph Kiner. Hello again, everybody. Top of the eighth inning now, and top of the batting order coming up for the St. Louis Cardinals, who lead in this game by a score of 1-0. It's Lou Brock. He walked, stole second, stole third, and scored in the first inning. Since then, he has grounded out, flied out, so officially he's gone 0 for 2. Lou Brock with a batting average for the season of .307. Hank Webb started for the Mets. He's been in all the way. This is the first game of a twilight doubleheader between the Mets and the Cardinals here at Shea Stadium. Webb has struck out 2, walked 3. Here's the pitch now to the left-hand batting Brock. It pops up foul down the left field line. Mike Phillips, the shortstop, over in the track near the stands, and he makes the catch. One-handing the ball as it comes down. So on one pitch, Lou Brock has fouled out down the left field line to Mike Phillips. That brings up Ted Sizemore. He's gone 0 for 3 here tonight, dropping his batting average for the season to .261. The Cardinals got a run in the first inning, and that's all the scoring we've had in this ball game so far. John Stearns goes into the catcher's crouch, sending out a sign to Hank Webb into the motion. Kicks and fires the pitches high for a ball. It's 1-0. George Stone is scheduled to pitch the second game for the Mets, and John Denny is scheduled to go for the St. Louis Cardinals. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Fastball, check swing, pop, foul, back at first. Greenpool has a play in the warning track. He one-hands it for the put out, and there are 2 men out. Sizemore did not take the full cut. It was a check swing, pop back of the bag at first, and that brings up Willie Davis with 2 men out and nobody on. Davis has gone 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch ball. He's batting .318, left-hand batter. 13 years he played in the uniform of the Los Angeles Dodgers and was their captain when he was traded to Montreal. Here is a curveball, slam foul up the right field line and out of play. 0-1 to count. On the winner's circuit, Lou Brock, in explaining how he set a new record for stolen bases last year, said that it isn't speed. It's acceleration and the ability to read pitches and that sort of thing, because he said if it were speed, Willie Davis would have led the league year after year after year. Here's a swing and a foul ball off to the left side, out of play. 0-2 the count now to Davis. Cardinals have had 4 hits. The Mets have had 6. This is Webb's longest stint, as he has gone 7 2/3. Here's a swing and a ground ball to short. A big hop up to Mike Phillips. He guns it across to Craneville, and the side is out. In order. The top of the 8th, nothing across. In the middle of the 8th inning, the score is the Cardinals 1 and the Mets nothing.
They're pretty stones. And when they get all done, they have nothing more than a lot of string, loads of matchbooks, and piles of stones.
Well, smart people save their money at Gloversville Federal. And when they get done, they have their money and then some. They have interest, too. Take interest in your money today by opening a savings account at Gloversville Federal Savings and Loan Association, North Main Street in Gloversville, and in Saratoga. They're an equal housing lender, and deposits are insured up to $40,000 by the FDIC.
You could start building your tomorrow. Building your tomorrow. Building your tomorrow. In the Army today. You could start building your tomorrow. Building your tomorrow. Building your tomorrow. In the Army today. You could start building your tomorrow.
Now the Mets will go to their bench and send up Wayne Garrett to bat for Hank Webb. Hank Webb tonight having gone longer than he has ever gone in a major league start. 8 innings, the longest stint he has ever had. In the 8 innings pitch, Hank Webb gave up 1 run on 4 hits. He struck out 2, he walked 3, and Wayne Garrett will bat for him now. The Cardinals are leading 1-0. Wayne Garrett has had 2 home runs this year. Both were pinch homers. Left-hand batter Ron Reed into the motion, and the pitch is high for a ball. Garrett is hitting .290. He has batted in 13 runs. Again, right-hander Ron Reed winds and fires, and the pitch is in there for a called strike. 1-1 now to Garrett. He is followed by Del Unser, who's out there on deck. Mets are looking for the tying run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Shea. Reed with the pitch, and it's high and away for a ball. It's 2-1. Still twilight time, but the lights have been on for a long time here at Shea. 2-1 delivery, swung on and foul back. Count evens out to Garrett now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Garrett now back into the batter's box. Ron Reed into the motion, 2-2 pitch, and it's high for a ball. The count runs full at 3-2. Garrett's selective up there. Now he will wait for the payoff pitch as the Mets look for a base runner, trailing by a run in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here is the 3-2 delivery. Fouled off and out of play. Count holds full at 3-2. Ron Bryant's up and throwing in the bullpen now for the Cardinals. With Hank Webb out, Tom Hall is still throwing in the bullpen for the New York Mets. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the left side into the seats and out of play. Nobody on, nobody out. Mets and the Cardinals in a twilight doubleheader. Ron Reed has been in all the way. He has struck out 6 and walked 1 here tonight. He walked Rusty Staub in the first inning. Here's a swing and a fly ball to the left. Lou Brock is underneath waiting, and Brock makes the catch. So Garrett has flied out 1 away, and Del Unser is coming up. Unser had a base hit in the 3rd inning. He is 1 for 3. Unser's average for the season is .296. Ken Reach, the third baseman, on the edge of the grass, guards the line. Pitches hit down the line in right. If it stays fair, it could be extra bases. Fair ball, 1 hop to the wall. Over the head of Willie Davis coming back, and Del Unser is at second base, holding up with a double as the throw comes in. Willie Davis got a little close to the wall, and the carom went over his head, so the tying run is at second base. Felix Millan will be coming up. A double for Del Unser, his 10th 2-base hit of the season. His 2nd hit of the night. Base hit number 7 for the Mets in the game. The crowd comes alive with a chant of "Let's go Mets" as the Mets go to work to try to get the tying run across here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Felix Millan doubled in the 1st inning. He flied to left in the 3rd. He fouled out the 3rd and the 6th, 1 for 3. Hitting .262 for the season. Ron Reed, hands on knees, takes the sign from catcher Ted Simmons. pitch is swung on. It's moved out into center field. Bake McBride comes over, has it lined up. McBride makes the catch. Holding at second base is Del Unser, and Cleon Jones is on deck. Cleon Jones has been up 3 times, struck out 3 times. Mike Garman throwing in the bullpen along with Ron Bryant. 2 away. Leon Jones hitting .324 for the brief time that he has played this year. Batting number 3 in the order. Struck out in the first, struck out in the third, struck out in the sixth. Ron Reed with a pitch that is low for a ball. It's 1-0 to Jones. The Cardinals lead by a score of 1-0. Reed again bends forward. Jones swings the bat loosely. Now Reed with the pitch swung on and pops up. In the short center field, Bake McBride comes up. He has it lined up and he's waiting, and McBride makes the catch. The side is out. So the double by Unser goes for naught as he is left. There was a hit, 1 left. The end of 8 innings. The score is Cardinals 1, the Mets nothing.
Go north, young man, to Northville and see the complete Ford line of cars and trucks at Ferrero Weiss Ford. The whole gang at Ferrero Weiss Ford are ready and able to serve you with a personal service so often not found at larger dealers. If it's used cars you're looking for, see their ad in Thursday or Friday night's leader. And remember, at Ferrero Weiss, they take most anything in trade. For a big deal, you don't need a big dealer. Go north to Northville at Ferrero Weiss Ford, where service is as close as your phone.
Millions of Americans visit national parks each summer. The smart ones plan ahead and get into a real vacation. Their plans might include an off-season trip this year or a longer visit to just one park. Get out of your car and get into nature on foot. You'll discover the difference between just another trip and a real vacation if you plan ahead. Your national parks, places to touch your history. A message in the public interest by the National Park Service, Department of Interior, and this station.
We have completed 8 innings of the first game of a twilight doubleheader. The Cardinals 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. The Mets no run, 7 hits, no errors. With Hank Webb having been removed for a pinch hitter, left-hander Tom Hall comes on to do the pitching now for the New York Mets. Hall is making his 18th appearance. He has been used both as a starter and in relief. He has a record of 1 win and 1 loss. Last time out against Pittsburgh, he did not retire a batter, as he gave up 3 runs and sustained the loss. Tom Hall. He'll be facing Ted Simmons, Ron Fairley, Bake McBride. Simmons is a switch hitter, so he'll simply turn around and bat right-handed. For the year, he's hitting .297, 9 homers and 45 runs batted in. Tonight he has walked, struck out, and popped to second. Outfield defense straight away against the power-hitting Ted Simmons, an alumnus of the University of Michigan. Tom Hall winds and fires, and the pitch is low for a ball. It's 1-0. Ron Fairley is on deck. Now pitch it on the ground back to the mound, knocked down by Hall over to shortstop, but Phillips has no play, and it's a base hit for Simmons off the glove of Tom Hall. It was a hard smash right back to the pitcher's box. Hall got a glove on it, deflected it in the direction of Phillips, who came in on the grass and scooped it up, but had no play. It is a leadoff single and base hit number 5 for the Cardinals in the game. It brings up Ron Fairley, and the Mets must protect here against the sacrifice likelihood. Bake McBride is on deck. Fairley singled to drive in that run in the first inning. Since then, he slide out left, slide out center. 1 for 3 for the night. Hitting .286 for the season. He's around the butt. Bunts and misses. Strike 1. He is checking with the plate umpire, Bob Engel, on the call. And the call is strike. So the sacrifice was on, and Fairley looks down to Vern Benson, the sign man at third, to see if it's still on. Cardinals lead 1-0, and they're trying for an insurance run here. Fairley's around. He bunts the ball to first base side. Trainsville has it and decides to go to first. Millan is there. Greenpool had a moment of thought about going to second where Phillips was covering, try to get the lead runner, but decided that he had no play there and went to first where Millan was covering, so the sacrifice goes 3-4. Big McBride is coming up. He's had 2 hits tonight. He's 2 for 3. McBride's hitting .254 for the year. Left-hand batter with a world of speed. Ted Simmons takes his lead at second, and that time it's called. As the plate umpire, Bob Engel, does a little groundskeeping. Ken Reese, meanwhile, has come out on deck. Tom Hall sets, checks, and fires, and the pitch is outside low for a ball. It's 1-0. Hall bends forward to take his sign from John Stearns, the catcher. That's a foul ball. Just clicks off the bat right back into the glove of John Stearns. It's 1-2 now. All again, bends forward to take his sign as Ted Simmons takes the lead at second base. This is swinging a ground ball to second. Millan has it. He goes to first to Greenville in time for the put out, and Simmons moves to third on the infield out. 2 away, Ken Reach, the batter. Runner at third base. Reach grounded out, and doubled. He doubled down the line to left in the 7th inning, but died at third after having moved over on a wild pitch by Hank West. So again, the Cardinals have a runner at third with 2 men out. Tom Hall in the motion, and the pitch right in there for a called strike to Ken Reach. Reach is hitting .296 for the season. Hall is working straight away. Simmons takes his lead down the line from third, and the pitch right in there for a called strike, too. It's 0-2. Shortstop Mike Tyson is on deck. Luis Melendez is swinging a bat in the dugout for the Cardinals. This will be an 0-2 delivery as Hall shakes one time from John Stearns, has the one he wants, goes into the motion, and the pitch. Outside low. 1-2, the count to Ken Reese. If you want to look ahead to the bottom of the ninth, the Mets will be scheduled to send up Rusty Staub, Ed Cranepool, and Joe Torre. Hall reads the sign for the 1-2 offering. Starts into the motion, kicks and fires, and the pitch is hit on the ground to Steve third. It's a foul ball. Knocked down by Joe Torre. Simmons, of course, moving with 2 men out. Returns to the bag at third. And the count holds 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ken Reese. Simmons back tagging up at third, now leads off the bag. Being careful to keep well into foul territory as he takes his lead down the line. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swung on and fouled off. Reese reached for it across the plate. Is off the end of the bat up into the seats, out of play on the right side. Count continues at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And this is the first game of a twilight doubleheader between the Mets and Cardinals, and we're in the top of the 9th inning. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, foul back. It's out of play. Into the seats, out of play on the right side. Count continues at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And this is the first game of a twilight doubleheader between the Mets and Cardinals, and we're in the top of the 9th inning. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, foul back. It's out of play. So it is still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outfield defensive straight away against Ken Reese. Here's the 1-2 offering. High and away, so the count's evened up now at 2-2. Hall goes briefly to the rosin bag, tosses it aside, tugs at the bill of his cap, steps up onto the rubber, both feet even now, looks in to take the sign. Dips into the motion, 2-2 delivery. Swung on, foul back. As Reese continues to foul pitches off. Stays alive with a 2-2 count. Reese swings it out loosely as he waits. Here's Hall's delivery. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. The side is retired. First strikeout for Hall. There was a hit. There was one left. And in the middle of the ninth inning, the score is the Cardinals 1 and the Mets nothing.
You'd be a lot more comfortable listening to the Mets in a nice air-conditioned room. Well, right now, Agway on the Johnstown Arterial has the famous Hot Point air conditioners for just about every size room. Buy now while the selection is best. Buy now and beat the rush. Buy now and listen to the Mets in comfort. Hot Point and Agway can make Mom's work in the kitchen a breeze, too. Stop in and see the complete line of famous Hot Point appliances soon at Agway on the Johnstown Arterial.
Miss Joan Crawford.
I'm here with a very brief reminder for you women. We're all aware of the importance of the Pap test in guarding our lives when it comes to cancer of the uterus. What I'd like to mention is we should have the Pap test done as part of a regular health checkup. So if it's been a year or more since you've had this simple examination, see your doctor. It's important to you and to the people who love you.
For information about the Pap test, call your American Cancer Society.
The New York Mets will now see what they can do about pulling it out in the bottom of the ninth inning, and they have Rusty Staub up to lead it off. Rusty has walked out a base hit and fouled out tonight, 1 for 2. Hitting .266 for the year. Facing right-hand pitcher, 6 feet 6 inches tall, Ron Reed, who's into the motion, and the pitch to the left-hand batter. Ripped up the right field line, a foul ball, out of play. It's strike one to Rusty Staub. He's followed by Ed Craneville and Joe Torre. Ron Bryant and Mike Garman throwing in the bullpen for Red Chain-Dean St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals are leading 1-0. They have 1 run on 5 hits, and the Mets have no runs. They have 7 hits. Staub comes back in now, swings the bat once and cocks it. Here is the pitch. Outside high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Rusty Staub. As he wants Bob Engel to take a look at the baseball. Probably thought he saw a dark spot, some disfiguration. Engel walks out onto the grass, takes the ball out of play and tosses another in, tosses that one over to the ball boy. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Rusty Staub. The Mets try to get something going in the bottom of the ninth inning. Here's Ron Reed with the pitch, and he's in there for a called strike. Off the fastball in close. 1-2 to Rusty Staub. He backs out of the batter's box. Now settles himself carefully back in. Cocks the bat. Ron Reed goes into the motion. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, pops up. Left field. Lou Brock is right there. Brock is waiting, and he makes the catch. 1 man out for the Mets in the bottom of the ninth inning. And that brings up Ed Craneville. Craneville has been up 3 times. He's hit the ball hard 3 times, but has nothing statistically to show for it. He flied to center, flied to right, line to center. And now Bob Engel is asking the ball boy to come over and do a little retrieving. And on the warning track, well, it was a helmet that a youngster had dropped off his head up in the stands, and it fell down into the warning track. So umpire Bob Engel called time so the ball boy could retrieve it and toss it back up to the youngster in the stand. Out of the business at hand, the pitch to Craneville. Swung on, it deep to right, and Willie Davis is there. He makes the catch, and that's the 4th time that Craneville has hit the ball on the button tonight, and the 4th time he's gone out. It was a line drive to Willie Davis, edge of the warning track in right. The Mets are down to their last out of the ball game. The Cardinals are leading 1-0, and Joe Torre is coming up. Torre is a right-hand batter. He's 1 for 3. Had a base hit his first time up tonight. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed it. Strike 1. Reed has struck out 6 and walked 1. Hank Webb is pitcher of record for the Mets. Reed's been in all the way. Here's a swing and a foul ball off and out of play. Mets have not scored in 25 2/3 innings now. Cardinals out front 1-0. This is an 0-2 delivery to Joe Torre. Swung on and foul up the right field line. It'll drift off into the stands out of play. Between games of this doubleheader, you'll be informed and entertained by your local stations, and then we'll resume with the play-by-play of the second game of tonight's twilight doubleheader. Here's the 0-2 pitch swung on and foul off to the right side, out of play. Count continues at 2 strikes to Joe Torre. He's followed in the order by Mike Phillips. Outfield defense straight away against Torre. 2 men out, nobody on base for the Mets here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ed Simmons sends out the sign now to Ron Reed. He dips into the motion. The 2-strike delivery is on the way. Curveball swung on and missed. Struck him out. The ball game is over. Strikeout number 7 for Ron Reed as he struck out Torre to end it. And Ron Reed has a 7-hit shutout as the Cardinals have won the first game of the twilight doubleheader. Nothing across in the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll be back in a moment with a final summary and totals. Right now, the final score of the game is first game of a doubleheader. The Cardinals 1, the Mets nothing.
In the dream, you are falling. Lost in the listening distance as dark locks in. Nightfall.
Want some chips?
Nah,
Can't you get it to work?
I'm doing my best, damn it. It's an old